In this lesson, you will learn how to use animation presets, which are bundles of pre-configured effects and animations that can be quickly applied to your layers, saving you a ton of time while also producing awesome results. When you select a layer and either right-click and go to Effect or go to the top menu, Effect, you see a list of all the available effects. And you can think of effects as individual ingredients to a recipe that you're creating. And just as an FYI, this is a fun one. The CC page turn effect. When you want to make it look like a sticker peeling off of a page, this is a very cool effect. But effects are like individual ingredients. Notice in the effect menu, you don't see anything about presets. But yet when we go to the effects and presets panel, the very first category is called animation presets. You can think of presets as pre-built recipes. This is the fast food of After Effects. These are done-for-you effects. And they are very convenient when you just want to add some quick animation. When you twirl open the Animation Presets folder in the Effects and Presets panel, you will see two folders. Presets, these are all the Adobe presets that are included in After Effects. And when they add new presets, they will automatically get added when you update your version of After Effects. And the second folder is User Presets. These are your saved animation presets. So maybe you create a text animation that you want to save and reuse over and over again, or you build a recipe of effects in the Effect Controls panel. You go to the Animation menu and choose Save Animation Preset. Your animation preset gets saved in the User Presets folder, so anytime you open up an After Effects project, rather than having to rebuild an effect from scratch, you just go to your User Presets folder, select your recipe of effects or saved presets, drag it onto the layer, and you just saved a whole bunch of time. If I twirl open the presets, so these are the included presets, you will see different categories. Now, some of these categories are only going to work on specific layers. For example, if you have a text layer, you'll want to focus on the text presets. If you apply a text preset on a non-text, it's probably not going to work. Just like adding effects, you can add presets by just dragging right on the comp window and look at the bounding box to know which layer you're about to drop it onto. If you have a layer selected, you can simply double-click on a preset, and that's going to automatically add it to whatever layer or layers that you had selected. Also be aware, wherever your current time indicator, that's often where the preset animation is going to begin. So if your current time indicator was somewhere down the timeline, and you bring it back to the beginning and tap the spacebar and nothing happens, there's a good chance that your CTI was further down the timeline, and that's where the animation is going to start. So it's a good idea or best practice to bring your CTI to the beginning of the timeline, or if you know exactly where you want the animation to start, before you apply the preset. If you tap the letter U, that is going to show you all the keyframes, so if you accidentally put your CTI down the timeline, you can select all the keyframes and just move it to the beginning, and now the animation will start at the beginning. To remove a preset or any effect, just select the layer, go to the top menu, go to Effect, and choose Remove All. There's also a keyboard shortcut Shift-Command or Shift-Control-E that will remove all effects. And if you made a mistake and you want to bring it back, you can always go to the Edit menu and choose Undo. I'm going to deselect all layers, so I can click in an empty space, or I can tap F2 to deselect. I'll move the CTI to the beginning of the timeline. Then I'm going to go into the Backgrounds category. When you have no layer selected and you want to add a preset to the entire composition, all you need to do is simply double click on it, and you can also just drag it on the window, but it's easy just to double click, tap the spacebar to preview, and just like that, you've got this fog light smoky sort of animation that you can use in your composition. It can be really fun to just browse and play around with the presets, but the real power of presets included in After Effects is they are a great way to learn what effects can do in After Effects. After you add a preset, you can dissect the preset in the Effect Controls panel and in the Layers panel and really start to learn how all the effects work and how they work with each other. With the layer selected that you added the preset on, you can tap U to see which properties have keyframes, tap U again to collapse everything. You can also go to the top menu, Animation. There's that U keyboard shortcut. You can also choose Reveal All Modified Properties. That's going to show you every property that has been modified by the preset. And these properties are also in the Effect Controls panel. I'm going to twirl these closed. By toggling on and off an effect is a good way to see what that effect is doing. So if I toggle off the fractal noise, you'll see that's kind of a main part of this preset. If I toggle off levels, tritone, that's giving it the color. So now I know that the tritone effect is good if you want to add color. Presets also make a great starting point. Let After Effects do all the heavy lifting by building the presets. Then all you have to do is go into the effect controls and just customize the settings or the properties until you get it the way you want it. Once you're happy, select all the effects, go to the top menu, Animation, Save Animation Preset, and now you've got your own custom preset that you can reuse over and over again in your projects, all starting from a preset. But when working with text layers, I highly encourage you to explore the text folder. When you add the text presets, these are going to add text animators. Remember, text animators are when you have a text layer, you go to the Animate menu, you choose a property that you want to animate, and then you animate using range selectors. With the text layer selected, I'm going to drag the CTI to the beginning of the timeline. I'm going to go into this 3D text category. When you add a preset from the 3D text, it's going to convert your layer into a 3D layer. And all that really means is going to go to the 3D layer and check that. I'll just choose any one of these random ones. How about the 3D rotate cascade in? I'm going to double click to apply it. Tap the spacebar. We've got a 3D animation. You can Command or Control Z to undo if you want to add another one. When you select the text layer, you will not see the effects in the Effect Controls panel because these are text animators. So to dissect the preset and learn from them, customize them, just twirl open the text layer, twirl open text. And there you will see that the text animation presets are built the exact same way that you learned how to create text animators, only you can think of the presets as a shortcut. And if you customize the text animation presets and you want to save them as your own user preset, just select the animators, go to the top menu, Animation, Save Animation Preset, and they will get saved in the user preset folder. And to remove all text animators, select the text layers, go to the top menu, click on Animation, and choose Remove All Text Animators. And you will see this 3D gizmo if you chose one of the 3D presets. So if you want to remove the 3D, just go down to the Layers panel and untick the box for 3D. And now it's back to a 2D layer. A top secret tip. Now you're going to soon discover there are a ton of presets. And going through them one by one, trying to see what each of them do, can be kind of time consuming. So an easier way to preview and discover all of the animation presets, if you click on the hamburger menu or those three horizontal lines in the top right corner of the Effects and Presets panel, you can choose Browse Presets. You can also find that if you go to the top menu, Animation, Browse Presets. This is going to open up Adobe Bridge. And if you're not familiar with Bridge, Bridge is installed whenever you install Photoshop. Bridge is basically Adobe's version of Finder on a Mac or Explorer on Windows. It's giving you access to everything on your computer and external hard drives. Every folder that you see here in Bridge is the exact same folder that you see in the Presets folder in After Effects. Just double click to open the folder. Select a preset. You'll see a preview panel. You can click the play icon or simply tap the spacebar to preview. And just go through them one by one, tap the spacebar. Much easier and faster to preview all of the presets. And before you drive yourself crazy, I'm just going to tell you that you cannot increase the size of this preview. I don't know why. You can increase the size of everything else. I can drag the slider to make these thumbnails a lot bigger. But as of now, there is no way to increase the size of the preview. As you start exploring, you might get a little lost in the presets. To navigate in Bridge, you can use the arrows to go back and forward, And there's also a little path bar, so if I just want to get back to the beginning, I can click on presets, and now I'm back to the main categories. A good category of presets that I recommend exploring is behaviors. This just has a lot of practical or useful effects, which could take you a lot of time to create on your own, but using the presets, no problem. And if you have the layer selected in After Effects, you can actually apply the presets right from Bridge. Just simply double click on any preset, and that's going to automatically apply it to your layer. And a little tip, if you're browsing the presets knowing that you're looking for a preset to add, just drag your CTI to the beginning of the timeline, select the layer that you want to add a preset to first. That way when you go into Bridge, it'll save you a step from having to go back. So one of my go-tos is in the Creative folder. I really like the hand-drawn effect to give kind of a line boil and a roughen edges effect to a layer. So my logo layer selected, I'll just double click, it applies it. If the effect is too much, I can just go to the Effect Controls panel and fully customize it. The reason I go into Browse Presets the most is for text animation presets, just because there are so many of them. So I select the text layer, I go to the hamburger menu, Browse Presets to open Bridge, then go into the text folder, and I just start going through the folders. Select a preset, tap the spacebar. I'm going to select one of my go-tos, a basic typewriter effect. I'll double click on it. In a matter of no time, we just created ourselves a simple animation with very little effort. And to top it off, I'll add a little movement to the background. I'll go into the presets folder, into Adobe Express, looping. I'm going to choose the jitter loop, drag it onto my background layer. Now I've got a little stop motion feel. Easy as that. I'm going to leave you with this last little troubleshooting tip in case it ever happens to you. Now you'll know how to fix it. So if I add this blinking cursor typewriter console effect, which has a nice little blinking cursor typewriter effect, very cool effect. If I want to remove the effect and select all the effects in Effect Controls and delete, or go to the Effect menu and choose Remove All, you see I get this warning message. That is because this preset had an expression that was not deleted when the effects were deleted, and now the expression is broken, so I'm getting this error message. If you tap the letter E 2 times, so EE, that will reveal all expressions. All you have to do, select the expression and tap the delete key, and that will get rid of the error message, and you're good to go. Well, now that you know you can speed up your workflow using animation presets, in the next lesson, you are going to learn about blend modes and layer styles to add some styling to your layers.